Hello. Are you all ready to unlock more of your quantum human potential? Yeah, we're live. Cool. Hello. Are you all ready to unlock more of your quantum human potential? And no matter how many times I turn that off, live. We have a double welcome today. So, welcome to everybody on Zoom with me. I know some people are following me on YouTube. So if you can drop a hello on YouTube, that would be good. Yes, everybody can hear me okay? My microphone has been playing up, including my cat eating my microphone, just to add a little bit more excitement to my evening. So do drop a hello on YouTube if you're there. I've got that up and working here. I can see them here. And tell me where you're from. Tell me your name if you want, because sometimes those email subscription names are not your name, and it's quite fun trying to read those out. But please do hit like and subscribe to my channel, because then you'll get notifications. And of course, the more you like and the more you comment on my videos, the more the algorithm will share it with other people, which is what we want to do. We want more quantum humans waking up. We want to be more collaborative. We want more people to join us for these sessions so we can co-create together. And it's come to a time now where we can't do this on our own anymore. The clues that we're getting need to interlace with other people's clues. So it's really important that we build community if we really want to create a revolutionary change in the world right now. So hello, welcome everyone. If somebody could say hello on YouTube, that will show that I've got the chat up there because I'm not seeing anything yet. So let's just take a few deep breaths and bring ourselves into our body, because we've got Taurus as our main energy this month, which is all about the body. So take a nice few deep breaths. Hopefully you've got your journal. You've got your oracle cards, because I'll be asking you to pull cards as we go through. We've got 3 cards to pull this month. And I suggest sometimes you bring a glass of water so that you can infuse the energy into the water so you can make your own vibrational medicine. I'm not seeing any comments on YouTube yet. So last month, we started to speak about the Lemurian energies that were coming in and how it was teaching us how to be more of a feminine way to live, which was basically in harmony, creating unity consciousness, with an ability to sense bigger than us, sort of like being able to scan way outside of who we are on an individual level and starting to tune into the collective. So you can think of this a bit like a dolphin or a whale and their sonar ability. That's actually a skill that comes from Lemuria, and it's awakening in all of us now so that we can sense more of the earth, which is how unity consciousness will work. But the other aspect that we spoke about last month, was that there is a the Lemurians were able to handle a cataclysmic event with grace in a very evolved way. And of course, we're kind of going through a cataclysmic event of our own right now. So tapping into their energy is a good way for us to actually start learning a way to work with chaos, a way for us to transcend chaos and to transmute it on behalf of the planet. So that's a big ask, I know. But the thing is, with Lemurians, even though they were quite feminine in the way they worked, they really were formidable because they mastered the masculine and feminine and blending it into this perfect human, which I kind of relate to that as our quantum human abilities. So this month, we're going to be supported with a lot of orbs of light. So this is wisdom from beyond our time. And Lemuria is beyond our time, but we're going to be gaining access to this on a new level. And we need to ask ourselves, how do we as quantum humans physically embody this new wisdom? What does it mean to us? And the curious thing about this month's reading was, when I work with futuristic energies, I have to use tools to help me translate it. But for this energy, the outlook said I had absolutely nothing in my arsenal, no cards, no books, no clues at all. I even asked if any of my memberships had cards that might help. I even asked if there was another deck of cards I could get, and it all came back as a no. This energy that's coming through this month is brand new, and it's completely different to any energies we've experienced before. So I'll be talking a bit about that. But what I'm going to do is, because it's so new, I'm going to suggest that if you've got any futurists here with me tonight, that you join me later to tune in to the energies so that we can start scanning and trying to verbalize what we're sensing as the kind of pioneers to this new energy, our first people to experience it then, I guess. Now, whenever we scan in, I always recommend that we do it within our specialty. So we could all be Akashic record readers, we could all be energy healers, but we have a specialty within that. Once you know your specialty, it's much easier to translate the energies, and it's much easier to share. And when we put all our pieces together from our own unique perspectives, we get a much better picture of what's going on. So it's about really connecting to our personal specialty now over the next few months as we move into these new energies, so that we can start bringing in the energies that we want other people to know about and to build our corner of the divine plan. Think of it like a tapestry. We're all adding our bits to it. So these discussions, the intention is to provide mind expansion. They're not the truth. I always ask you to discern the truth. But I do want you to consider the possibility that these energies I'm speaking about exist, and for you to tune in and share with me now as we go through comments in, and let me know how these energies feel to you, because like I said, they're new. We're all learning how to translate them. And if we put all our solutions together, we'll get a better idea. So do practice your body testing and your cards to help us navigate this new energy. So everybody can hear me okay? I'm just checking on YouTube again. So I've got some people on live on YouTube, but I'm not seeing any comments. So I'll just wait for somebody to chat with me there to let me know. So welcome, Quantum Humans. And I feel that we're in another huge stage of awakening this month. So if you're feeling burnt out, stuck, lacking fulfillment or purpose, maybe even overwhelmed, but you're still showing up to events like this, then I celebrate you, because it's not easy right now. And I make this content each month for you because I need you to know you're not broken, you're not failing at anything. You're just in the middle of a living death during one of the most transformative times of our evolution. So for those that don't know me, I'm Trudy, and my specialty, as I was speaking about specialties, is channeling divine intelligence as a soul purpose guide and visionary. I share the ascension energies each month and the quantum human revelations as practical guidance. It's really important that this is practically embodied, so you can step out of your shadows and confusion into your full light. Now, are we feeling the soul calling to be more right now? And then do you think, but what does that mean? What are we supposed to do? How do we do that? Well, that's what I try to share every month, is the information to help you learn how you can tune into this energy and use it in your life to awaken this magical part of you, this quantum human, that's waiting to come here and make a difference on the earth. So let's see what we've got to guide us this month. So I should put a warning out at this point, because it's becoming quite obvious now when I work with people. If you're an intelligent, creative, sensitive, empathic soul, and you've been playing small, I will connect you to your pioneering, trailblazing, higher consciousness. And that brings change. So you're going to have to step up into this energy. So hopefully that doesn't scare you off. It excites you. Then you know you're in the right place, because you designed this life. You planned this over many incarnations, not just this time, but over eons of time. And you left yourself lots of clues. And it's my job to help you with the divine intelligence unpack those clues so that you can decipher them in your life, and then lead you on this adventure of self-discovery to find your courage and your inner power and your true soul essence, which I call your holy grail, so that you can create innovative solutions for you to change your area of life, your corner of the world, and start bringing in this energy of new earth. So these are all kind of like mini workshops, and you can co-create with me. And during the next hour, as I said, grab your journal, your oracle cards, a glass of water to make some vibrational medicine as you tune into these frequencies so you don't lose them once you leave the session. And then you can anchor that energy in for yourself over the next month. Because each time I speak, I'm trying to put words to new frequencies and new energies I'm sensing that I'm trying to share with you. And the words that I'm using might not resonate with you, but the energy is still there, and I can still link you to that energy so that you can experience it your own way and then document it yourself. So again, it doesn't matter if you're watching this live or on replay, you can still tune into the energies I'm speaking about. So the format of these sessions are, we start with a theme for the month. Then I look at what skills you will need to get us through this month. And then the outlook that we're looking to create, because we are co-creating. Then I'll share what challenges you'll experience, and then your strengths and some advice and next steps to help you get started. Now it's up to you how you integrate this information, because you choose if you wish to invite these frequencies into your body, and you choose if you wish to invite them into your water. You choose to release any negative contracts and vows and recalibrate based on what I suggest. And we're always now tapping, as quantum humans, we're tapping into this God instinct. It's not as complicated as it used to be. Sessions now for me, instead of being an hour or 3 hours, but we are undoing whole timelines in that session. We're really pulling it apart. And that's because if you tap into your God instinct is to be light, to go back to the light. And that's in every cell of your body. So you can just say now, let's just intend now with me to activate that God instinct in all the cells of your body so that you can use that for this session. Because whilst I can show you the doors and I can lead you to them, you have to be brave to walk through them and be prepared for the changes that they will bring when you start exploring them more. So, how does that sound? Are we all ready? Are we willing to go on this journey today? Because this does unlock profound changes. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it definitely unlocks profound changes. Now, this is just a taster of what I do in my Quantum Human membership, just so you know. But if you need more support and accountability, then I can help you quantum leap and get your life back up to the level you want it to be through my workshops that I do monthly. So get in touch if you're interested in joining my membership, or it's more like a training course where we do one session each month on the different skills you need to be a quantum human. So you can contact me on whitestarsoulguidance@gmail.com. So welcome to those on Zoom. Are we all here now? I think we are. Yes, Jenny said hello on YouTube. So I've got that working as well. So I've had to use my phone for YouTube. I've given up trying to have multi-screens. So remember, when you're on Zoom, don't leave when we end, because we carry on the conversation later. Okay, so let's take that nice deep breath again. I've given you the warning of what's going to happen for you being here so that you can actually tune in to that energy and be prepared to accept the changes and intend this to create the healing that you need this month. So the theme for this month is orbs of light. So this is increased access to ancient consciousness and wisdom to assist with our evolution. Now, whilst it's an ancient energy, it's also futuristic in its concepts. So basically, it's not something that's on the planet right now. We can't relate it to anything, basically. So now that I've got everything set up, I'm going to ask you your first quantum human question for this evening. So when you put the answers in, put the question number next to it. And the same when we do the cards, put the card number. I'll give you the numbers so you can put those in too. So let's take a few deep breaths and focus in on your body. Bring your awareness in so that you can be present, so we can tune into the body intelligence, because we're working with the Taurus full moon this month. And I want you to think the first number that comes up in your mind. And you can body test if you know how to do that. And your first question is, I am ready to access the emerging orbs of light, 1 to 100. So that's question 1. I am ready to access the emerging orbs of light, 1 to 100. Now, if that number's not 100, then it just shows you've got some healing work to do to help you prepare to integrate it. And I'll talk about some of the preparation we need, because it is all down to our physical body and how our body responds right now, and the work we have to do on the physical to help it integrate the knowledge of these orbs of light. Number 2, my human body is an important part of my soul's great vision. So we all know that we've got soul wisdom guiding our soul's great vision, but our human body, let's see, my human body is an important part of my soul's great vision. So that's number 2, 1 to 100. And then question 3, I love my human experience, 1 to 100. Look at the answers coming through on YouTube and Zoom. Fantastic. So these numbers will help you understand your current state for the orbs that are coming in, and I'll talk about those in a moment. So we've got some 99 for the first one, but on the physicality, on your body, it's quite low, 33, 41. And we're noticing the lower energies for the physical body because sometimes we forget how useful it is in the work that we're doing right now. So what ingredients we're working with? Well, it's pretty much the same as last month, so I'm not going to repeat some of that. You can always go back and listen to the last episode, 40. But we're still got the solar flares, delivering codes of creation and our God kind of attributes within the DNA. We've got Comet Atlas, which is that comet that's been around, like hasn't been around for 80,000 years, 40,000 years. I'm never sure, I've seen two numbers now. And that's bringing in ancestral wisdom and also impacting our DNA. And we've had PT5, which was our second moon, which is here until November 25th. Now, whenever we get ancient memories, they can be good and bad. So there could be nightmares as well as exulting kind of dreams. And that's not a bad thing. It's just showing you what went wrong so you can do it better this time. It's all really, really useful information. So the second moon is bringing cyclical change. So it's kind of here to witness the change. So I thought that was quite interesting. Whenever time I tune into PT5, it just says I'm here to witness, like a theatre goer, watching. It always shows me like amphitheatres, and it's kind of like watching, which I kind of think of Greek mythology, Greek drama playing out, and that's what it's watching. And that kind of fitted in, as I said last month, about the end of Kali Yuga, which is the age of darkness, as we're moving into the age of lightness and enlightenment. We've also had a frequency come in that's added a new part to our brain. Again, I spoke about that last month. And that's creating upgrades and recalibrations. And this month, or in between, since I saw you last, I was called to do some planetary work, which was, I could see that some people, especially those that are playing small, have like a hole in their brain that's letting their ideas float away. And I needed to bring cohesion, I guess, between the brain and the heart, but also seal up the holes so that you could keep your innovative ideas and realize the value of them so you can actually do something with them. Now, they are futuristic ideas, so maybe that's why you were letting them go. But there's a couple of things I noticed going on with this. It could have been stolen. You could have had contracts allowing people to steal them, or just the fact that you weren't willing to value them because you didn't value yourself. So those are some of the planetary shifts that I've been doing. So you might notice now that I've fixed that. I don't force it on anybody. I fix it on an energetic level, and those that are ready will pick up on that energy, and then they can integrate it as they wish. So that kind of fits in nicely then with the orbs of light. So this brain, I felt, was allowing us to see, I would like to say multidimensional aspects, but it's not just that, it's something else. I've spoken about how we've been getting more of our multidimensional memories back over different episodes, but this is preparing us for something different. And I will talk about this a bit later because I think I've had the experience, so I can share that to give you a clue to see how that will show up for you. So this interesting to this forecast is from now till about mid-December, which is taking us up to the winter solstice, which typically is when it's kind of like the shortest day before we then start having the light coming back, which orbs of light, enlightenment, it all seems to be leading into this shifting from the darkness to the light. So as I said, we've been working with Taurus as a full moon. So as quantum humans, we're here to model a new way of being. And I work with the esoteric archetypes to help us find out what skills that means. Soul skills as opposed to personality skills. That's why I don't use things like Myers-Briggs or the Enneagram or things like that. I find we need to work on the soul level as well. And we're learning with Taurus, what we're learning is to create an enlightened value system that transcends attachment to material possessions, to people, and to avoid the pitfalls of lust or desire. So that's the kind of theme that we're mastering, is this new value system. So you could think money, but it could be something completely radically different. But as quantum humans, we're here to create that. We're also here to be custodians of the planet so that we could dedicate our lives to making it more beautiful, to use its energy and resources correctly for the benefit of all. So your mastery over these desires and values will help you be your compass to guide you through the work you're here to do. And it'll also impact the way you manifest all the resources you need for your soul's great vision. We use the moon energy because it shines a light on the shadows that are blocking this from being true for you. So just as a little exercise now, I want you all to hold your hands out and ask me for money. How many of you can put your hand out and ask for money? Now, some people, I can't even see you guys. So if you do this, you're doing this to just me on the screen. But when I did this exercise, I found I couldn't actually put my hand out to ask. Receiving money for me was really hard, and giving it was easy. So that's kind of already shows that there's a healing to be done there, because if we're going to create our soul's great vision, we're going to need to generate money to make the biggest version of this happen for us. And we can't do that if we can't receive. So how many of you managed to put your hand out and actually feel comfortable doing that? How many did you manage? Anybody? Like I said, I can't even see you. I'm not like standing in front of you, but putting your hand out and asking for money can be quite a good indicator of whether you can physically. And again, it's the difference between thinking it and doing the action. Taurus is all about now physicality and doing actions to help you validate if you can or can't. So during the workshop, we actually moved the workshops now from a Tuesday to a weekend, so we can do 3 hours. And we were playing with 5D manifesting, the kind of new rules for how we manifest in 5D, body scanning, how to check our body to prepare for these orbs of light. And we were just tuning our body testing in to make sure that we could ask the right questions that we needed to with the energies coming in. And of course, we were tuning into our grounding energy, the roots into the primordial energies of Earth to reconnect ourselves back in. So we also worked on Venus and Lanakier, which are bringing some heart upgrades, which I'll talk about in a moment. So everything's really pointing to us having to prepare our bodies for something huge this month. So really do a lot of self-care. One of the biggest physical symptoms that I've seen is brain fog. And again, I don't see these physical symptoms as bad, but always get a doctor to check, make sure there's nothing else going on. But these are all signs of change. And if it's causing a lot of issues, then you're resisting something. So I thought we'd ask a question about this. So the discomfort is representing something. It's your body trying to talk to you. So question 4, this is just a yes, no question first. Is my brain fog a sign of shifting consciousness? So yes or no? Is the brain fog a sign of my shifting consciousness? Do you have brain fog first? If you have brain fog, is the brain fog a sign of your consciousness shifting? Make sure I get the question right. And it's quite hard to word this, and I'll explain why later, because it's slightly bigger than a consciousness shift. I managed to lose my comments on. Hey, I got you back. Got no to question 4. Interesting. Okay. So then I wanted to say, are you too reliant on logic and the brain fog is trying to get you to tune into your heart more? Then that's A. So you can just put A in if that says yes for you in your body test. So the brain fog is representing that you're too reliant on logic and reason, and you need to tune more into your heart. B is it means that your old thoughts are corrupting your journey, and it's being air gapped. Air gaps when you sort of cut a computer off from the internet. So is your brain being air gapped for your own safety? Because right now, words are going to create and manifest really quickly. And the energies that are fueling it don't care if you're thinking good things or bad things. So is the brain fog B, that your thoughts are corrupting your journey and you're being air gapped for your own safety? And then C, is your brain just offline doing some upgrades? So there are three things to look into. And I'm sure there's many, many more, but those are the ones I thought about today just to see what people say. So as more of you answer these questions in the comments of the video, then I can come back and read them and I can always think up more questions for next time. Okay, so I've got some maybes on A and B there. I've got some no's on A and B here. So it seems like it's going to be a different energy for each of us, which is cool. Then at least we know. The heart energy seems to be settling a little bit this month, but I still advise to look after your nervous system, your mind, your heart, your body overall, and also make sure to breathe and get some oxygen in your body because that seems to be quite important as well. So the Earth is obviously shifting as these 5D energies are actually now landing on the Earth and going into the grids. So as such, that's going to impact us from the bottom up. And then we've got the cosmic energy coming down. So really take time to listen to your body and do as it asks. If you need rest, rest. If you need water, make sure you drink lots of water. And if you have got brain fog, then we have to just pace this one out. And if we can find out what it is, then obviously we can ease the process of whatever brain upgrades are taking place right now. So of course, tomorrow is the 19th. And what that means is, oh yeah, Pluto is supposed to go into Aquarius from a Capricorn finally, back out. And should we all go, yay? No, we shouldn't, because unfortunately, Pluto's all about the shadow side. So whilst it might have been shaking up the Capricorn shadows of hierarchy that I spoke about last time, all it's done now is change its focus onto Aquarius, and it's going to be shaking up all the shadow aspects of Aquarius. So anything now that is blocking or limiting our ability to become quantum humans, looking after the whole planet, futuristic utopian projects, anything like that now is going to be highlighted where you're not in alignment with it, or with the projects that you're doing that are not in alignment with it, with the people you're hanging out with who are not in alignment with it. So hopefully you get the idea that it's now just changed its focus. As Pluto moves out of one sign into the other through these 20-year switchovers, it's still going to cause chaos as it leaves one and chaos as it enters the other one. And then after a few years, let's hope we can bring that forward, that we can then see it shifting into the Aquarius in a more stable way. Maybe the shadow side is going to be a lot more reduced and not quite so chaotic. So I kind of feel like the shift is like everybody's been pinning their hopes on the shift, but it's not happening yet, if that makes sense. We've still got a long way to go before we can feel some stability. But that's part of what it means to be a quantum human, is that we are learning to walk in the unknown, we're learning to walk in the chaos, and we're learning to transmute this chaos into energies that we can use to build with instead. So it's not about us having a beautiful world land on our lap. We are all co-creators here to help actually make this happen. And if we're not all helping make it happen, then it's going to be slow. If we all focus our minds, then obviously we're going to make it happen more quickly. But at the moment, it's really hard to stay in love. And that's why this reading this month is very much about your vibration and how you need to step up more into the frequencies of love. And Venus and Lanakia were suggested as energies for us to consider and to explore to help us do that. Because the higher your vibration, then the less other energies like the dark or manipulation or any other negative energies can interfere with our energy, which means we're then free to get on with our kingdom's work, which I call our soul's gate vision. So how many of you are sort of were kind of hoping that something big was going to shift in this energy between now and tomorrow? What were you expecting to happen? Because we've all been speaking about this for ages. When Pluto first shifted into Aquarius last year, in about February, then it popped back just this last few weeks into Capricorn before now going back into Aquarius permanently. Oh, so Judy was saying that her brain fog she's managed to alleviate through fasting. Cool. That's nice to know. Anybody else with brain fog or with the shift over that we're about to go through? Cool. So remember I said earlier that we were working with the brain as well, that there was some leaks, that we were letting go of our future ideas and our innovations. So, that's happening as well. So that's going to cause some brain fog as well, as we start learning to claim our ideas and being brave and bold about them, and not trying to fit into other people's expectations what an idea is good and what ideas are bad right now. So manifesting is part of the Taurus energy. So I don't feel like this month we're meant to focus on manifesting, but we are there's two steps to manifesting. You have to be able to visualize it, and you also have to feel the vibration, so you're in alignment with it before you can create that thing that you want to have. So, there's lots of individual states, but there too. So that kind of getting into the frequency and the feeling of it is what Taurus energy is trying to train us into. And we need to be present on the planet and loving our human body in order for us to do that. If we have any, like some of the numbers were low in those questions, if any of that is low, then obviously how can we manifest if we're not present and if we're not loving our body, which is part of the manifestation technology, if you want to think of it that way. Me. I was expecting a big shift, so I'm disappointed. Yeah, the thing is, I don't think we're that far off from the big shift. I think some people said March 2025, and it kind of does feel like that's a possibility. So I'm not too disappointed, but I'm trying to be the Buddhist way of like, we'll see. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but I'm just doing my thing, trying to get there and balance the energies the best I can. So yeah, I'm thinking, especially as like that second moon isn't leaving till November 25th. So I was thinking, if that's not leaving till then something's still going to go on until at least that date. But no, March 2025 is another date people are talking about. So maybe we could get there sooner. And I'm hoping that these orbs of light that are coming in now will help lead us to that March 25th date. So let's see. Let's see. That's all we can do is hope. So I'm just checking on messages there. Okay, cool. So like I said, Taurus, really focus on your body. And the more you can improve your physicality, your health, your body needs are all met, then the easier it's going to be for you to tune into these orbs of light. Okay, so like I said, the themes are orbs of light. So what does that mean? It's basically an energy of wisdom that we can now tap into. And when we tune into this energy, it's going to be quite futuristic. So it's not going to make sense to us. So if you try and analyze these orbs based on current understanding or current concepts, you're going to be restricting what it's trying to show you. We really are trying to step into new. And this is why I try and train the quantum humans in critical thinking, in synthesizing polarities, how to track clues, how to put them together, how to translate them, because this is the technique that we need, even from not going linear into spiral. These are all the techniques we really need if we want to be able to translate these futuristic energies. And that's being a futurist is part of being a quantum human. It's our job for humanity to discern, to check out, to analyze like scientists, all these new energies coming in and then present them in a form that other people can connect to them. So that's what we're here to do. So when we're tuning into these futuristic energies, we can sometimes, like I said, think that they're not relevant. We can think that it was a crazy dream. So we have to get good at really accepting that we are here to bring in some pretty profound information right now. And to do that, like I said, the body needs to be in its optimum state to be able to bring that in. So fasting could be interesting if food isn't sitting well with your body. Maybe fasting is helping because it's one less strain on your body effectively. So I also see this orbs of light, a bit like the Galactic Federation of Light. We've spoken about that since the beginning of the year, that was the outcome of this year, and we are getting to the end of the year. So the universe will always meet us where we're at. And if we've done all the work that we've been going through these episodes every month, then we're going to be in a better position to hear more of the orbs of light, because there's going to be a lot of them in higher quality. And if we haven't done the work, then we're going to be moving back into a lower level of the orbs, still useful, but maybe not as high as we could all envisage right now. So the question is, with these orbs of light and with this Galactic Federation of Light, is what does this actually mean for each of us? Because for me, even though I use the word Galactic Federation of Light, I'm not referring to the spaceships and the people coming to rescue us. That's not what I'm referring to. This is where you recognize that you are the savior that is coming here to save the Earth. You are already here. You've been in hiding, and it's time now to let it out and to reveal it and to become it and to walk this Earth as it and to share what it means. So this is where the universe is kind of listening to your heart and your mind, and it's kind of working out what to give you next. And I think that there is a lot of answers to what it means to being this Galactic Federation of Light right now and what it means for humanity. So how are we going to tune into that? And, I suggest we make time to really get to know what this information is. Really, especially if you're a futurist and you have the capability to do this, the more of us that tune in, then we can start shifting the vibration of the planet, because we become channels to bring it in, which then means it can then be recalibrated a bit more so it's suitable for other people as well. So to do this, we're going to need to make sure that our mind and our hearts are of the highest vibration. Like I said, getting it up as high as you can. And when we unlock the rigidity of the mind and the heart, then we'll be able to see this futuristic information more easily. So how can you cultivate joyful devotion and love of your body and of your human experience will indicate how much of the orbs of light you'll be able to work with. So let's just take a few deep breaths now and just intend to raise your frequency as high as possible. We can imagine dissolving anything that has power over you. Visualize yourself maybe like having a conversation with these orbs of light, really proactively, not just waiting for them to land, but proactively asking them questions, a bit like a journalist, chasing down leads. Maybe, all the challenges you've had in your life are usually indicative of your specialty. So ask the orbs of light about those challenges and what it meant and what you were learning while you were doing it. And as we do this work as a group, it actually amplifies the energy. So working with the orbs works best with groups at the moment. And just call those orbs closer to your home. And again, discern that they're the right orbs for you. Make sure that you're not inviting in any energy or any sneaky booby traps that come with these kind of energies. And bring them in closer to your home. And anybody that you think that may benefit from their assistance at this time, then you can ask them to surround them too. And just sense into that energy and allow it just to sense that it exists initially. And then later on, when you finish, maybe spend some time at the end of this session just to tune in a bit more and really get to know the energies more intimately this month. Because we're all going to bring a different part. So do come back to this video if you get something and put the comment underneath, and then we can track what everybody's been sensing there. So I think that's kind of quite nice. It's quite magical energy. And it kind of relates to the Eve energy we spoke about last month too. Whereas I think Eve, as the mother of knowledge, felt a bit more earthly in its energy. This orbs feel a bit more galactic. And I know one of the differences between this Galactic Federation of Light and Christ consciousness was that the Galactic Federation of Light included So the outlook this month is the mystery. Like I said, I don't know what the energy is. Nothing in my toolkit fits how to describe this. So we're going to tune in a moment and see. Now, just to explain my process working with new energies, it could be because I don't have all the energy yet. It might be that it's 50-50 at the moment where humanity is going to go. That's why I can't get a fix on it. So if we all manage to get into love, then it'll be one way. If we end up falling back into fear, it'll go back another way. So that could be one of the reasons I'm not getting a full reading yet. But I think the more we tune into it and we all start focusing on this new energy being real, then the more solid it will become and the more we'll get to know about it. So I'll tune in a bit later and we'll just do a quick exploration of that at the end of this. So the rest of the reading is relatively simple. So the preparation was a solar portal. So all the solar flares that have been coming in have been preparing us for this moment. It's been increasing our soul power whilst in human form. So that's the solar flares that have been doing that, activating our attributes of God that we'd forgotten. And then we've had the cosmic waves expanding our consciousness. And we've been moving out of believing that we're small, victim, and really realizing we are the sun and we are self-generating, and the power that we have is as radiant as the sun. So decide now just to make that shift from victim to this source of your soul power, as brilliant as the sun. And just imagine it now starting to radiate out in all directions. Now, the challenge this month is a bit about protection, because when we're dealing with futuristic energies, like I said, it's really hard to know if it's the right energy, if we're being booby-trapped, if we're getting the right message, if we're translating it correctly. So we're going to need some assistance to help us work better with these new frequencies and connect to them. And with Lemuria energies, then we tend to connect to Lemurian vortexes, such as Mount Shasta or Madagascar, or crystals. You know, we spoke about the Lemurian starseed crystals last month. So again, when we're tuning into those portals, there's lots of people at the moment tuning into here, and not all of them are good. There's going to be people hanging out there like the market sellers at the base of the Eiffel Tower, hoping to catch a sale, you know, and somebody that's not prepared. And then there's going to be those that are really powerful. So we really have to be careful. Now, the suggestion as our strength is this Mount Shasta opal. And I'll show you the picture. I believe this has come from the mountain, maybe. Now, I think of Mount Shasta as quite infiltrated, so I wasn't sure if everybody wanted this crystal, but the concepts of it still fit. So you can choose to use this crystal and just call it into your energy field so that you can use it to give you the assistance to keep you protected. And basically, it allows you to move in stealth mode to help you filter out energy so you're not seen, so that you can keep to downloading just the highest vibrations for humanity. So like I said, Mount Shasta is one of the vortexes for Lemurian energy. So we always ask for the most appropriate assistance so that you avoid being manipulated, or at least that you're able, because being manipulated doesn't mean you're weak or that there's something wrong with you. Sometimes you have to be manipulated to learn a new skill. So, you know, it's just learning it quicker and going, oh, damn, I've fallen for that again. But next time now I know a new tool that I can use to sort this out in a different way. So protection is generally a good spiritual hygiene right now with these futuristic frequencies. And as more people are awakening, it's just introducing more opportunities in spiritual classes, in spiritual groups, people hanging out of vortexes that are not skilled in managing their energy. So, you know, they're just going to be good targets for manipulation. And when they all get together, that kind of then can impact us as well. So having an early warning system isn't a bad thing right now. So you can always ask again the orbs. Ask them what advice they have to help with your spiritual hygiene and help you tune in more to the right level of energy that's accessible right now. So what I suggest is we pull a card one. And you don't have to read it at the moment, but pull card one, and that's going to help you identify your unique perspective on this energy protection that you need. So what work you need to be doing to help you keep protected while we're accessing these orbs of light. So if you're not using cards, then just see if you can tune into one message. Okay. If you're watching this on replay, you can have a bit longer, but I think the people that I'm working with here hopefully can do it quite quickly. So what strength do we have? Well, the strength is going to be the heart of source. And this is our connection to a different love frequency. There's 144 types of love, so, it's hard to specify them specifically. But this is the gigantic heart of the universal creation, which you could call God if that's the kind of word you want to use. But this is quite a big energy. And when our hearts are fully open and healed and connected to the source, then we naturally become protected and safe. So this is why it's really important to keep healing these blocks and trauma and pain from our heart channel, so we can become a clear channel for this heart of source. So I find this frequency the strongest when I took a soul journey to Laniakea, which is a supercluster of which Virgo is kind of like the extended arm, and then us and our solar system hangs off the bottom. And usually when I go and visit this supercluster, it just has this energy of such a beautiful love frequency that just makes you cry. You think if the whole world could be surrounded in this, well, maybe it can if we can all bring it in and channel it down onto the planet. The supercluster kind of looks in two halves. So it kind of looks like the two chambers of the heart, or angel wings with all the strands. There's pictures on the internet you can find. And Laniakea is the Hawaiian word for immeasurable heaven, which is like so perfect. I didn't know that before I started tuning in. So learning to tune into these Laniakea energies and how to embody them will be really useful. So that's our strength. So the advice is, again, this is a council. It says Venusian Galactic Council. I don't like councils because I think that's old paradigm. It reminds us of hierarchies, and like they are up there in a council and we're down here as humans. And I've been telling people we all have to take our seat at the spiritual table now as equals. So I just see this as a consciousness that we can tap into, because all hierarchies end today, of course, because Pluto moves into Aquarius tomorrow. So we want to ask Venus and the Venus consciousness to help us answer the call, the soul calling, and to help us dissolve any fear and overwhelm we have at presenting ourselves and shining our light. So Venus represents the depths of power of desire and love, beauty, femininity, sex, prosperity, financial wisdom, spiritual wisdom, and victory. And if you remember, we imprinted the frequency of victory in episode 38. So that's interesting, it's come up again. This energy is also linked to Taurus, which is a sensuous, earthy influence, and it works through the physical senses. So we want to be connected to our bliss body. So earlier on when I said, if you loved your human experience and connected to your physicality, is your body part of your soul vision? That's why I asked those questions, is because that's where Venus is going to help you balance that for you. Venus is also very good at knowing about time. And the Mayans were connected to Venus and understood the amino acids and time in a completely different way. And they understand that time is an illusion and that it can be bent using your own mind and space if you wish to. And I think that's one of our quantum human skills, is time bending. So I'm excited to see how we all learn to do that as well. So let that energy dissolve any fear of you stepping into your full power, because these orbs are bringing your full power. Like I gave you a warning at the beginning that if you've been in the shadows playing small, you're stepping into your power, but it's actually a lot bigger than that. So we might have to call on the consciousness of the Venus energy to help show us the way to dissolve the fears and help us move into the bigger version of us. So apparently when Venus goes around the Earth, it creates a geometric pattern that's called the Rose of Venus, which is quite pretty as well. So let Venus help you learn how to express bliss and divine love whilst in human form, to uplift you from fear and raise your vibration up so that you can get the best access to the orbs, and that you can then prepare for you to move into this new version of you, despite the uncertainty, despite the darkness. Just allow it to basically dissolve your selfish desires, anything that you were doing out of safety or fear. Just let it all go now. It's time to step up into this new version of you, shining your light, attempting to do great things. And when I talk about this great thing and this soul great vision, it's not like it's going to be a huge dramatic change overnight. It's actually a series of small steps, which if you go back and watch this podcast from the beginning, is what I've been leading you through So you become more authentic and you get more in tune with your soul essence and your kingdom's work so you can shine your light. So don't fear the new downloads and the new ideas. Just make a note of them, stay curious and trust. So hopefully there'll be a lot of amazing ideas coming through this next month, even if you don't understand what they are. So let's just do a second card pull here. So this is card 2. And just pull a card that will help you know how to work with Venus to dissolve your fears around your soul power. Hey, Charles is with us. I haven't seen him for a while. We were having a flurry of conversation and he disappeared. And I was like, oh, I was enjoying that conversation. But he's back. He's saying it's been incredibly balancing. And there's a heart in the top of it. Oh, exactly what I needed. Cool. The energies are very loving this month. So, we can tune into it on whatever level that is right for us that we need right now. And remember, things like dance, art, finding God in nature, being surrounded by beauty are all good for the soul, So if you're not ready to go into your full, huge, shining self, then at least get yourself prepared by doing things that are very good for your soul to be happy in your body. So the next steps are to listen to your intuitive feelings when tuning into the orbs, into the Venus, the Lemuria consciousness, and allowing your body. This is why body testing is so important to guide you, because it knows better than your mind. The mind fog isn't helping, but your body already knows better than your mind. So making sure you're tuning into the heart of source and love high frequencies rather than gut and personality fear. So that's the reading. So you can see Venus, Lemuria, Laniakea. The only challenge is making sure we're tuned into the highest vibrations and working on our body to raise our vibration up. So the work is simple mentally to understand, but it's complex from an energy alchemist point of view of how we now weave these energies into our body and integrate them into our lives. So I thought I'd just do a few minutes now and see if we can tune into the outlook. So take a deep breath and just allow whatever comes into your mind. Imagine that these orbs are around you, helping you, and that we can tap into them. And we're just getting a sense of if we were able to tune into the orbs, raise our vibration, let go of our limits, and just become the version of us that we're meant to be. So I said again a couple of episodes ago that the person that's looking at me now is the imposter. Inside, like Russian dolls, inside is the version of you, this galactic federation of light consciousness waiting to break open and escape. If we can focus on that and imagine becoming that and doing like using the instinct of God, just having it all fall into place and becoming that, tune into what the energy would change on the planet in a couple of weeks' time. Now, if you need to pull a card to help with this would be card 3. And again, if we all put card 3 in the comments when you rewatch this or when you get an insight, we'll be able to track it all and see what everybody's answers are so we can pull them together and sort of do like a scientific research project. We're just tuning in to if we could master the lessons of this podcast, what energy can we expect at the end of the month? I'm not going to give my answer because something happened to me that might make my answer different. So I'll share what happened to me first, but just tuning in to what energy, what's this magical mystery energy that's going to happen this month. Now, again, it's okay if you get completely opposite answers because, like I said, it could be 50-50. You know, we've had a lot of elections and things happening. Lots of people fell into fear and panic. Jenny pulled the card Lemuria. How cool. It does feel like that, actually. You know, that would be the obvious one to think about, but to pull a card that says it, that just shows that it's a little bit stronger than, because sometimes you logical mind, you think, oh, maybe I'm just imagining this. Is anybody else getting any energy that they can sense into what this could feel like? How about on Zoom? You've been very quiet there. I'm interested in what Judy senses as well. So if you're not getting anything now, then just come back and play this bit again. I'm hoping that when you've read, like, listen to the whole thing, it puts you in the right mood. So when you get to this question, you can always pause it at this point and then see what you get. So your mantra for this month is, I designed my life. I love and value my human experience. I am ready to be fully embodied and present here in the sensuality of this moment to achieve great things. So that's the mantra. So to wrap up, I just wanted to leave you with this experience that I had this week. So I was having an energy attack from some work I was doing with a client. And it seems like all my clients have really quite complex energy systems and complex limits and restrictions on them that when we peel them off, reveal some amazing abilities and energies that they're tuning into. Things that are quite complex because you can't say, oh, yes, they're turning into Akashic Records readers. Or, it's not like that at all. They are channeling ancient knowledge and it's telling us what that's going to do for us, which is really awesome. But also what I find is it comes with an energy attack because we've set it up in a way, designing our own lives, that we thought it wasn't safe to reveal this. So we set up some of our own booby traps to make sure that we never did. But when we do remove that booby trap, it isn't just impacting them, it's impacting the whole planet. So each of us, as we heal, releasing that energy, we can also release it for the whole planet at the same time, because that's part of our specialty. And when we release it on the whole planet, obviously we all benefit from it. So I was trying to tune into this particular energy attack on this instance, and it told me that none of the protection techniques or any of the practices or tools that I normally use were working. It told me I just had to become. Now, I don't know if I've told many people what my story is, but my multidimensional name is the White Star. Obviously, my human name is Trudy Marie. And the White Star was given to me as the name for this being that I know. It's a version of me. It's not like I'm channeling another being. It's a version of me that I become when I travel the astral realm. And I could describe her personality. She's very well known in the universe. Apparently, she's not very much liked because she's brought down a lot of, she's broken a lot of illusions and kind of cleaned up any manipulations in the universe. And she does soul work too. So just like I help people find their soul vision on human incarnated souls, I do this for any soul. So in my White Star form, I'm doing it for the dark energies, for other consciousness, for lost souls, for trapped souls, anything like, you know, we can say that the Venetians are very good at love and time travel, but some of them want new jobs. So I help them find their new soul missions too. So I do this for all energies. I don't discriminate on which energies I'm working with. And I think that's how the illusions are broken, because a lot of energy now wants to go to the light. And even the dark energy has its purpose. You just got to give it a new job. So I always feel that part's guiding me and teaching me and sharing memories. But when I first got these downloads, it didn't feel very pleasant initially. It actually felt really hard on my body. And it felt aggressive to a certain degree. And it wasn't until I opened my mind to it and opened my heart to it that I could finally see it. And it was just a recalibration of the communication to get the frequency right, so it wasn't quite so harsh. And when I channel, like these sessions are channeled effectively, when I'm channeling, it's her information that I'm passing on to you. And I'm learning it at the same time as you are. I'm understanding it and putting it into a more human form. And when I merge with her, it doesn't feel like, there's some other concepts of soul walk-ins, soul braiding and all that kind of, it doesn't feel like any like that. It just feels like like another part of my soul. But whereas soul retrieval brings back lots of small parts, this is more of a fully formed aspect of my soul that has kind of been my guardian angel, I guess, sitting over me all this time, but couldn't come down into my body because my body wasn't ready to receive it. Well, a couple of days ago, I asked, was that what becoming meant when it said I needed to become? And it said yes. And I asked, could that part of me now merge with me? Could it finally, like, could I be her, but here on the planet at the same, doing my work here? And it said yes. So it's been kind of popping in and out for the last few days. But when it came in, I just felt this huge amount of love, like the Lanakia energy. It felt very peaceful. My brain fog lifted, which was interesting. And the energy was just this, like meeting an old friend that you haven't seen for a long time and hugging each other and being so pleased to see each other. So just that kind of shift. And then I found myself like thinking about washing the dishes or making a phone call about something and feeling that she was with me on these more 3D type behaviors and actions that I had to do. And I think it kind of shocked me a few times and it kind of separated us and then we'd come back because I'm probably a bit quieter as a human, even though, I do all these things. I'm quite shy, really. And yet having her there was kind of trying to make me be bigger. And each time that shocked me, I was like, oh, I'm not sure I'm ready to go there yet. So it felt really odd, but equally very familiar. So that's what happened to me a couple of days ago. And I think that is this new, like I spoke about, us completely shifting, thinking you were a pauper and finding out you were rich, thinking you were stupid and finding out you're intelligent. It's really this real big flip. And I think that's the flip I'm talking about. And I think the reason it's coming in now is because of all the work we've done in the Quantum Human workshops we do each month. We're always tuning into the energies. So I don't think this is a workshop I can create immediately for other people to have this experience, but I'm going to just watch how it unfolds for the next few months. And if you guys have had any experiences like this, then do share them and let me know. So I'm kind of excited by that shift. So I don't see it as a walk-in. I don't see it as like somebody trying to take me over because I'm still here. I still remember who I am. But it's kind of like this. It's kind of like I'm putting on my big girl's jacket and I'm getting ready to be something different on the planet and more bolder. So as I said, it's a little bit scary. I'm asking you all to be that, and I'm like, oh, okay. But it'll only go as fast as my soul will want me to go. So I know it to trust it and to allow it to see what it wants to show. And I guess the orbs of light for me this month will be showing me how to work together now with this integrated, this galactic self brought into the physical so that I can see how the two can work together. And that is what being quantum human is all about. So how does that sound to you guys? Anybody else had any experiences like that this month? Because the interesting thing was once I did that and brought it in, when I then checked in on the attack, it was gone. And it wasn't like the being that was attacking me had gone. It wasn't that they were afraid of me. They just like I transcended it. They just didn't care anymore. It was kind of like, no, she's already integrated. There's no point bothering her. Let's go and bother somebody that's easier to bother. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. So, as one that's always suffered energy attacks and always had to have the hard conversations with dark energies, I'm hoping that this is going to start changing things for me, and a bit like End of Darkness, Age of Enlightenment. So it does feel, yeah, it definitely feels lighter that we are moving into something new. So, anybody, any comments? Yeah, so I was waiting for Judy because I know Judy's an expert at this stuff. It's a soul aspect. Not all of your soul aspects are incarnated. Yeah. What name do you give to that then, Judy? Because, I've heard people call them walk-ins, but they never sound good. But I didn't know what to call it when it's meant to be and it is a bigger part of us. Yeah. So Judy's saying if you're meeting up with one of your soul aspects, it'll herald a new level of working and it will change a lot for you. So the thing is, it's kind of always been there. I've been working with it, but it feels like the relationship has become closer. So that's how I'm sensing it, I guess. And I think that's what we can all start expecting. It might be different levels. And maybe I've had other moments like this and I just didn't know or didn't recognize them as quite as significant. But this one really felt quite significant. Yeah, it's not a walk-in, that's what you said. No, it's just that obviously, any of us doing this work have to always double check and be sure. So excellent. So yeah, I'm hoping that will kind of inspire you because effectively, um, when I talk about caterpillars becoming butterflies, that's kind of what it felt like, that the caterpillar changed into a butterfly 2 nights ago. And the way the caterpillar and butterfly do that is the DNA in their body, or yeah, I think it's the DNA. They have both the caterpillar and the butterfly DNA, and they just decide one day to switch them over. And we've been talking about that in all the previous episodes. So yeah, I suppose just watch out next month when we talk about it more so that we can share more what happens. So yeah, so the next time that I'll be going live, I think, is middle of December. I'll give you the date in a moment. I think it's the 15th, but I'll just keep an eye on it, and if I get any updates, I'll let you know. But for sure, join me next time for more information. As I said, to be continued. So if you really want to embrace your quantum human abilities, there are two ways we can work together. I have my membership, my Quantum Human membership, which is a 12-month soul's journey to remembering your true essence. And it was a 2-hour online workshop. It's now becoming a 3-hour. And it's done as a membership subscription, so you can join anytime. It is intensive work with a workbook and questions where you have to do the work. So it's not a fluffy kind of experience. This is like taking your soul's growth seriously, like degree level seriously. So if you want to join me for that and expand your consciousness and learn energetic recalibrations, how to body scan, how to express your soul and things like that, and just to navigate life more gracefully, you can join me for that. And that's a year. Like we do it at 12 months, but each month is different. Even the following year, there's new energies to work with. Or you can work with me one-to-one if you don't want to wait for that and you want to do this a bit quicker. And then that'll create radical kind of quantum human leaps for you. And that you can then go out and start making changes in your corner of the universe too. So that's done as a 6-month intensive. And I basically hold your hand and we go through all the liberations and the clearing and the recalibrations and the education and the training that you need to get you up to speed. These are not healer trainings. These are how to use spiritual power as a human to make a difference on the planet. And that's a different focus. So I just want to emphasize that this isn't for healers. I don't train you how to do this stuff, like to go out and teach other people how to do it or to do it to other people. This is for you to really tune your work into being the best version of yourself. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, you can email me on whitestarsoulguidance@gmail.com, and we can set up a consultation, an assessment and a chat, because it's really important that this aligns with you before we commit to this work. So my next one is 16th of December. So just a quick reminder, please hit like or add a comment, even if it's just a heart, just to help the algorithm. And in the past, I always felt like my videos were hitting some opposing forces because they don't want us to awaken to our quantum human abilities. But hey, now that I've adopted a new aspect of me, maybe we'll start seeing some progress now and that my videos will start getting to the people it needs to. So I hope you all enjoyed that. If you want to do any takeaways now, let me know. And do watch the replays because I'm sure you'll get something different out of them the second time anyway. And keep adding comments so we can all evolve in the conversation together. So thank you everyone for your comments on Zoom, and thank you for everyone for your comments on YouTube. It's been great to have your energy with me today. So at least we're all co-creating this new energy that we want to bring in for the end of the month. So I've got one comment here saying, love to hear about the experience. That was my extra bit of my white star coming in. Felt it a little bit, the feeling of this person for me. I hope it shows more and more. Yeah, excellent. And as I say, it can be from a very practical version up to a more galactic version, depending on what you're here to do. So don't rule it by what I've said. It's just a change, a huge change in who we are. So I'm going to go join those on Zoom with me now to continue the conversation. And I just say goodbye. And remember, you have access to some amazing orbs of light and downloads this month, that you have access to Venus to help you dissolve all the fears and overwhelm you might feel for what you're here to do and how to be the bigger version of yourself. And to just be very discerning and ask for help on how to navigate the orbs so that you get the highest vibrational information for the planet. So we're becoming these responsible guardians of information that we're bringing in as well. And if each of us embraces what is unique for us and we all play our part in the collective, we can bring in a new age quicker. So hopefully there's lots of good, juicy tips here for you to use. So thank you all. I'll say good night. And I'll see you again on the, did I say the 16th? 15th, 16th? My brain has been so dead. It's been a bit crazy trying to even remember what day it is. So I'll see you again soon. And I'll say goodbye now because I'm going to join those on Zoom. Bye, guys.